Ooh, parts came in. What's this one? Oh, my starter. Yep, this is my starter, my four-wheeler. Ooh. Ooh. Full stage air filter, grips, cable lube, shifter, throttle tube, throttle cable. Oh, sweet! It comes with a new cap for the carburetor. That's sick, because I couldn't get it off. My cable luber's not here yet, and stickers. Yep. Oh, sweet. 16, yep, this is it. Hell yeah. New tire, air filter, new throttle tube, new grips, lube, shifter, throttle line, and stickers! Old grips, new grips.
Thanks, Tom. Police are requesting that if you see this little 8-year-old boy, you immediately kill him and burn his body. That's all for now.
Can you fucking not ruin my fucking video? Alright, so can you shut the fuck up?
I'm sorry.
We got the new air filter in. We're working on putting on the new shifter. It's a little fucky for us right now for some reason. We got the new throttle tube on. We got the new assembly. Don't sit on my dad's bike. We got the new cable attached. And I think that's pretty much it that we did today.
Yep.
But we also have the new tire that we're going to be putting on soon-ish. Our buddy Jane's going to help us out with that because he has spoons and there's a stand and I don't have either of those, so that's next up. What up? So today we got in our clutch cable, our new chain, our cable luber, and I was like, well, I can put that stuff on, but like I'm not going to be able to get it started until the new petcock comes. And then I checked the mailbox. Petcock's here too. Let's get started. Yeah, I'd say that it's lubed up pretty well. Old front brake line. Kind of looks like trash. But I don't entirely feel like spending a whole bunch of money on a new one. If I can save this one, I would love to. It's really sticky and it's kind of wearing out, so I'm gonna put some cable lube in there and see if I can fix it so I don't have to drop another like 20 bucks on a new one. I'd like to keep the budget as low as possible. I mean, I already spent like over $200 on parts on this, but I'd like to keep the budget as low as possible on it. So let's try it and see how it goes.
Smash 40 ups on the car cars. Punches pop out 5 bars. Sipping hot drove, got a back off. In the cut, dripping out a cigar. It's that dope head drug fame of me. Lonely. Shut the fuck up, y'all annoying me.
Alright, so it's still a little sticky, but definitely better than it was. Let's move on to the real stuff. So the clutch cable is giving me a lot more trouble than it should. When I pull it, I get about that much play. and it's at like the full way in right now, the clutch. This chain is really loud and annoying. So I was watching a video of somebody installing theirs, and their bolt right here ends right at the nut. So I think that's given me some issues from the actual clutch itself running into that. Like somebody replaced it at some point and did it all weird and funky and wrong. But I honestly have no idea, because I mean the clutch is running into it. And I don't know if the clutch worked for them before, like if this bolt was an issue before, but I don't know. I've tried installing it about 1,000 different ways, and every time, like, this is the most that I get out of it. So I really have no idea what's going on with it. I might just let this sit for a minute and come back to it in a little bit. I'm gonna install the chain and the petcock and all that goodness. So that's what we'll do next, I guess.
Creeping out the jungle, it's a silverback gorilla, man. Beating on my chest, I pull up, then I blow your fucking brains. Throw your ligaments inside a pit, and then I watch them burn. Dance around the flames, I'm spitting out these sacrificial words. Roll me up a blunt with the page that I read about the Bible. I've been feeling homicidal, gripping on my fucking rifle. Bitch, you thinking that you safe, but I find out where the fuck you stay. Pull up to your neighborhood and let the fucking gauge spray. I'm sauce, and I do the soft, and I lay inside my coffin raw, and I see it blood, and I'm skating down through Compton caution. And when I'm trying, I'm about to fucking rob him. Hanging from the crucifix and leave his family just to watch him.
On today's episode of How Fucked Up is Fucked Up. That's fucked up.
On today's episode of How Fucked Up is Fucked Up. That's fucked up.
Once again, I cannot be trusted with simple things like a fucking chain, because every time I do a chain, I completely screw it up, and this happens, and I cut the wrong link. So now I have an outside link, an inside link, and I'm retarded. So I don't know how to fix this now. I'm just gonna go kill myself. Since the chain is fucky, I'm probably just gonna... Yeah, the chain is fucky, not me. I'm probably just gonna loosen the tire and nudge it up a little bit, and then remove that outside link to try to unfuck that. But for right now, see, this is what happens. Like, I fuck something up, and I'm just like, let's just ignore that and move on to something else. So right now, I'm gonna replace the petcock, which this petcock is obviously fucked. And then you look at it, and that little spout is just gone. I also ran gas through this when it was still in the bike, and on res, nothing was coming out. So it's all crumbed up on the inside, and the little spout's broken off. But I got a new one, so let's put the new one on. Okay, so today the whole point of today is to try to get the bike running. That's what I want to do. Even if, because I don't have a chain for it. I have a chain for it, sorry. I don't have a front tire or front wheel for it right now, because those are at my buddy's shop getting put on, because I don't have a tire stand or spoons. So my buddy Jaden's working on that right now. Hopefully be back tomorrow, so I can do that then. But for right now, I'm going to replace the petcock. I gotta redo this because I'm retarded. Happens to the best of us. No, it fucking doesn't. You know why? Because the best of us are the fucking best. They're the best because they don't do shit like this. Alright, so it's been a while since my last update. Jaden brought over the front tire. So we got that back on, but it's just kind of hanging there for now. I don't even have the other bolt or the other nut on the side. But we're missing this, the spacer right here, because my dad rearranged the garage. So we're missing that portion. So I can't like fully mount the tire until I order a new one. They're only like $11, but I gotta get a new one of those. I removed the rear tire just to clean it out and clean up the brakes a little bit. So I got the brakes cleaned off as best as I could. I mean, there's some stuff still down there that I can't really get off. It's just kind of been burnt on over the years, but And I got this whole inside cleaned out now too. I'm definitely gonna have to pressure wash the hell out of this entire bike because like the whole thing is just super dirty everywhere. But I took the rear drum brake caliper off, and I got all that cleaned out. Just for reference, this whole thing was black, and this spindle drops into here like this, and then the lever goes on top, right? Well, it wouldn't budge. Like the front caliper, you can move with your hand, right? But the rear caliper, like, you could barely move it with pliers with all your strength. So I got that out. I cleaned all the rust out of it. It was like rusted together. Half a can of penetrating fluid and WD-40 later, I was able to get this out. So I'm gonna grease it and then put it all back together so it'll work good, and then mount it back on the tire, maybe put the tire back on the bike. So that's what we're doing right now. Just picked up some new stuff yesterday. I got this grease, I got some more penetrating fluid, I got some brake cleaner, some carb cleaner, and I got a new torque wrench too, but that's up at the house. Ooh. Damn. It's thick as hell. Now we're gonna grease this, which that's gonna be super fun to clean up. I'm only gonna do like a finger coat around. This goes in like this. Clean up the excess grease around the sides. I'm really glad that I got this grease because, you know, it's gonna come in handy putting everything back together. Not only is it gonna come in handy, but it'll be pretty necessary. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, so now we gotta put this little pin back on there. But some of the little, I guess you could call them threads on this spindle are kind of crushed in, so it doesn't want to let that little thin piece get back on. So I'm gonna try to file them out real gentle like and get them back to the shape they're supposed to be. I think this part right there is what's stopping that little piece from going on. Because we got this little tiny paper thin piece of aluminum that goes over top. Still not wanting to go on. So, I think we're going to persuade it a little bit. There we go. Cool, so that's on now. I want to make sure this is clean. I want to make sure all the crap is out of here. Man, it's just spraying out. There's not even no air left in that can. Cool. It's pretty clean, at least to my standards. All right. So I got the top part back on halfway so far, but this bottom part, you know, came up a little bit, so now I gotta find the right orientation that sits on to get that to slot back down so I can hammer the top one back on. There it is. Cool. Come on, puto. Come on, puto. Sweet. This is the tedious side of mechanics that nobody ever talks about. Like, you'll watch those super cool, like, rebuilding a dirt bike in 10 minutes, and those compilations or whatever, the montages. But what they don't tell you is that little montage took a year of filming. Fuck. Alright, so this is what it's supposed to do right here. It's supposed to turn when you move it. No shit. And then this bolt goes through here. Whoa. And I cleaned it off a little bit as best I could. And that locks it in. And I think it's just a 10 mil. Alright, so that's locked down. That's good to go. It turns super easily now. which is fantastic. It took me all day to try to get that apart. But, we're good to go. So, I'll put the brakes back on. I hate drum brakes so much. They're a pain. Cool. Look at that. I'd say we did it. So then this is ready. Also, it took me 15-20 minutes to get this caliper out. Like the rear brake was all completely locked up. To even lift it out of that little drum there, it took me like 15-20 minutes. And now we're good to go. So the tire will actually spin freely when you're riding. It won't be locked up. The front brake was locked up too. So we still got a lot of work to do, but shouldn't be too hard other than trying to get the engine to run. I might have to rebuild the upper end of the engine, but like I put a ton of work and like $200 in parts so far into this. Still can't get the engine to run, so can't get it to start. You know, we have strong spark, brand new gas, brand new intake, carburetor's totally fine. Pretty decent compression for an 80. So I really have no idea what's wrong with it, why it won't start, but guess we'll have to figure that out.